this lens.
So how far are we going to go into Vanessa's family tree? I mean, how far are we going to go into that?
You're going to go further than you would expect.
Really?
Well, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think that's what they expect. I think that the normal viewer, than the normal viewer might expect. We dig into the background of a fair number of characters this year, actually, to get a sense of either kind of where were you when the apocalypse began, or how did you become a vampire, or that sort of thing. So there's a number of people on both sides of the equation who we learn a great deal more about. And so in terms of the Van Helsing myth, you'll learn a fair amount.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Super.
And some of it's stuff that we went back to the source, went back to Dracula, and some is just we've kind of the myth that we've created. It's kind of a mix of both. So
that will surface in her character.
Say it again.
That will surface in her character.
In her character, in potentially other people as well, because this line of kind of female warriors on the Van Helsing side has existed supposedly for quite some time. So we'll get sometimes you just get a sense informationally of things, and then other times you get a taste of how broad that lineage is. So there'll be a lot more than last year.
Excellent. What was the thinking behind bringing in the ninja female character?
Well, she was a character that we had been interested in, was someone who was sort of the opposite of Vanessa,
right.
Which was Vanessa, is that classic sort of I wake up and because of what has happened to me, the trauma of the bite and almost dying and being in a coma, I awaken and it has awakened something inside me. But before that, I was a mom, and I couldn't hold a job, and I had sort of the human qualities of the rage in me sometimes in my job, but she was not someone who was prepared for what just happened to her. Mm-hmm. She wakes up going, "Where's my daughter?" Not, "Now let's kill some vampires," right? She's pretty good at killing vampires, but she has no idea why. Whereas the opposite side was a character who has been bred by her parents to be prepared. They believe this apocalypse is coming. And so you have someone who, like when Sam gets turned into a vampire, suddenly the world is his oyster. It's like, this is fucking great. I can kill anybody I want to. She is like, this is what, everybody thought I was a fucking idiot before. Now I'll show you, I am as prepared as anyone in the world to kill vampires. And that's what I'm going to do. And so she's just, she's not trying to save the world. Unless killing all the vampires saves the world. She's not looking for how can I find the thing that will inject you, or she's like, if I kill enough of them, they'll stop. They're done.
Bred to kill, basically.
Yeah. So she's like, a complete antithesis of the girl that we started out with last year. And I think that puts two interesting people in the room eventually.
Interesting.
Yeah. But makes them equally strong and interesting.
Yeah. Why did you build that into the character? Super hearing and all of that.
Well, when they have become bitten and been turned into vampires, we wanted to give them, some step forward in terms of who they were as a person. You wanted to give them. They have strength. They have vision, hearing, things that exceed what the normal kind of human allowance is, because that makes it difficult for humans, to fight against. But the thing that the vampires couldn't do is they couldn't procreate. So they have to turn people by biting them. And humans could still have babies and create life that way. And so we wanted that balance to be like, what's the war of attrition going to be? Who will create a larger population faster than the other one, or wipe the other one out? And so it needed to be to make them, adversaries that were formidable. They kind of had to have those things. And so for a guy who hasn't had his hearing for quite some time, like he says, that sensory overload, that rush of stuff coming in, along with the hunger that they feel. we've been kind of portraying these people as addicts, that they're consumed by the need to fill themselves up with blood. So everything else that they don't forget who they are. Those who have been turned back remember what they were like when they were vampires and the bad things that they have done, but they couldn't help themselves. They were so driven by a desire to feed, and sometimes they kill. They kill the person that they're feeding off of. And sometimes they turn people, but mostly they've been needing to feed this thing, and this thing has been getting a strength that a normal person doesn't have, because that makes them, even if you run into one of them, if there's a group of 7 of you, you've got a formidable enemy. So just in terms of good television and the odds, it made sense that they're getting something from it. They don't live forever in our world. They live a long, long time, but they don't live forever. They're still kind of searching for eternal life as well, and they can't go out in the day. Luckily, there's been all of this ash and stuff in the air that they've been able to go out sometimes and cover it up. But they would love to blot out the sun or find a way to synthesize something that allows them to go out during the daytime, because that would change the odds against humans again. So we've been just trying to kind of play with the balance of power between these people, because we still don't know, outside of where we've been, like Seattle and going now into Idaho, and we hear someone from Salt Lake, but we really don't know what's happening to the rest of the world out there. So we, just in this corner of the world, it's been pretty devastated, and we wanted to create something that the odds for these people living day after day is relatively small, because that keeps the jeopardy up. So it made sense to be able to give them, and usually in that lore, some kind of monster lore, when you've been either you're Dr. Jekyll and you become, Mr. Hyde, whatever it is, you are given some power. Some power, yeah. And it's about what do you do with that power? And it's a really simple version of power corrupts. The more strength you have, the more you can't help yourself and you crush the bunny. You didn't mean to. You didn't mean to throw the girl in the water, but you didn't know your own strength. It is that they try and, in this case, sometimes they try and remain human. That's part of one of the storylines we follow this time with Axel. He's been turned into a vampire, but as the kind of driven Marine that he is, he's sort of, I'll be damned if I'll become one of them. And so he has to fight himself in a way.
Tremendous struggle.
To keep from becoming what he doesn't want to become. So we're trying to, keep the stuff that people know and then turn it on its head a little bit.